Hi everyone, I am here to demonstrate how to create a visual pattern which will help us find the common patients between two specified prescribers. First, I am going to give the visual pattern a name, common patients, and then I'm going to give the pattern a description. Find the common patients between two specified prescribers. Next, I'm going to analyze the schema. So here's our schema. You can see we have the prescriber vertex, submitted by edge, claims vertex, associated edge, and the patient vertex. In our case, each claim can only be submitted by a single prescriber, and each claim can only be associated with a single patient. Next, I'm going to start creating the visual pattern. I'm going to pick the vertices and edges I mentioned before. I'm going to merge the claims vertex pattern together. And I'm also going to add a parameter to the visual pattern. This parameter, I'll name it first prescriber ID, and this will allow us to specify the ID of the first prescriber whose patients we are interested in. And I'm going to add the patient as the output. So this pattern by itself will only find the patients associated with the first prescriber. So in order to find the patients of both prescribers, we're going to have to do the same thing again. Merge the claim vertex pattern together. And then I'm going to add a second parameter called second prescriber ID to specify the ID of the second prescriber. Then I'm going to merge the patient vertex pattern together. Now, what this visual pattern finds is that it finds all the patients who have been prescribed by both prescribers with the first prescriber ID and the prescriber with the second prescriber ID. Save the pattern. And next I'm going to run the pattern. So first I'm going to specify the first prescriber ID. I'm going to use the ID PRE32. And for the second prescriber ID, I'm going to use the ID PRE69. Next I'm going to run the pattern. Here we have the output, and these are all the common patients between both prescribers whose prescriber ID is PRE32 and the second prescriber whose prescriber ID is PRE69.